how's it going? Just thought I'd make this video because it's been a really long time since I've done any cosplaying at all. It's been an especially long time since I've actually made a cosplay. But recently I finished watching this new anime called Nagi No Asukara. Beautiful story. I would highly recommend you watch it if you haven't already. So I was so inspired by this anime that I decided it was time to get my act together and start doing some cosplay making again. This is the cosplay I have in mind. Her name is Manaka. She's like the most adorable character in the world. She's so sweet. I'm also going to try and cosplay her friend Chisaki. It's basically going to be the exact same cosplay except that I'll be wearing a different wig. So with that in mind, yesterday I actually went out and did some fabric shopping for the first time in ages, and here is what I found. For the main part of the dress I've got all this lovely white cotton. It's apparently 100% cotton. I was originally going to go for poly cotton, but actually it was too thin and it wasn't going to be durable enough, but this is nice and thick. I may not even need a lining for it, but we'll wait and see. For the blue parts of the dress, which is predominantly the collar and some trimmings on the skirt and the sleeves, I've got this lovely blue. It is almost exactly the right colour. The guy in the shop was so helpful. He picked out the perfect colours for me, so that's brilliant. I also got this fabric. I think this one might actually be a poly cotton because it flows a little better than the cotton. It's not quite as stiff. And this is going to be for the necktie that sort of goes around. It's gonna be longer on the day. It'll be fine when I'm actually sewing it. So yeah, there's that too. I also bought some bog standard calico because obviously I want to do a mock-up of the dress before I make the actual thing, because I don't want to like make the whole thing and then for it not to fit or something weird. And finally I was lucky enough to find this dress pattern in a shop nearby my home. It was a very lucky find because they literally do like just really random patterns, and this one was in my size and it's the exact right shape for the cosplay, so that's really great. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get started with that soon. The only problem I have right now is that my sewing machine is broken. So obviously I'm not going to be able to start sewing for a little while yet, but hopefully at some point soon I will have it fixed, and in the meantime I will probably start making the mock-up and tacking it together just to see what the general shape of the dress looks like. There's some other stuff I still need to buy. On the cosplay, I don't know how well you can see that, but on the back of the dress there are two big blue buttons, so I'm going to have to go and buy buttons, and then obviously I'll need a zip so that I can actually put the dress on. The rest of this video is going to basically be my progress on how the cosplay is being made and how well I'm doing, and hopefully by the end of the video we will have the full cosplay nice and finished. So without further ado, I'm gonna get sewing. See you later! Hey everyone! So today I'm going to start on my mock-up for my Manaka cosplay. Bit nervous because, you know, I haven't actually sewn anything in a really long time, but hopefully it will go okay. I have all my equipment down there. I have my pattern at the ready. I still need to make some alterations on it though, I think. Got my calico as the fabric for the mock-up, and my sewing box, which is a complete and utter mess, but it has everything I need in it, I think. Got my scissors, nice fabric scissors, and hopefully some pins in there, as well as some hair grips for some reason. But yeah, I have pretty much everything I need ready to do this mock-up today. So yeah, hopefully that's going to go really well. I'm armed with a cup of tea just so that I don't lose my mind whilst cutting and sewing and pinning and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so hopefully today's going to go really well, and I'll have something to show you in a little bit. Okay, so at the moment, well, I'm already on the tea, getting slightly stressed out, which I shouldn't be because I've only really just started, but I've got my pattern pieces laid out that need some altering, and I've just been working on the collar because it's supposed to look sort of like that. Those bits come down the front and then that's the back. So I'm using newspaper to like extend the pattern. I don't know how correct that is right now. I am completely improvising on this. So this is gonna turn out to be quite interesting, I think. I've just really got to hope for the best. So yeah, better carry on. Okay, so I gave up on the collar for a bit because I still don't know what I'm doing with it, and I'm just gonna wait until I've made the mock-up, and then I'm gonna use what I find with the collar to then make the pattern and alter it. So hopefully that will work. For now, I've cut the actual part of the main part of the dress a bit shorter, because then what I'm going to do is there are pleats in the dress, so I'm going to add a bit more length to it separately with pleats, and so hopefully that will look quite good once it's done. So for now I'm just going to pin these pattern pieces down onto my calico and cut them out and see what we get. So I've actually managed to just about pin down all the pattern pieces I want to use so far. I was a bit silly and didn't make the fob big enough, so now I can't fit the collar, but I'm just going to do that separately, I think, with whatever fabric I have left. So for now, I'm just going to start cutting out all these different pieces. Right, so I've actually finally just managed to cut out all the pieces that I'm going to be needing for now. I haven't cut out the collar yet because of the way I put the pattern pieces down on the fabric. I didn't have enough, which was probably very silly, but never mind, I've got plenty of fabric left up there. I've made a complete and utter mess, but never mind. So I'm now going to just unpin everything and follow the instructions and tack it all together and see what happens. So yeah. Okay, so after a load of pinning and stitching, this is what I've managed to come up with so far. I'm really pleased with it because it does actually fit. I'm aware I'm wearing a shirt underneath, which doesn't help, but it's not supposed to be completely fitted. I wouldn't mind it being a little smaller around the waist, but aside from that, I need to shorten it a little bit because I want the pleats to come to about here, and they're going to be too short if I don't shorten this bit. So, but yeah, so far it's looking really good. I'm really pleased. I just need to tuck the sleeves in, and there'll be a blue band around there, and I don't know how well you can see, but I've been doing some drawings of where the collar is going to have to come down, or the neckline is going to have to come down, and also where the big collar-y thing is going to have to go. So yeah, I'm really pleased with what I've got so far. It fits and it works, so now I'm going to work on the part that needs to go under the sleeves just to make it a bit more stable, and work on the colour. It's gotten pretty late now, it's dark outside, but I've been working on this virtually all day, as long as I've been awake anyway. So I finally got to grips with the collar. This is what I've come up with. I'm hoping that it will be right and it will fit, and yeah, what I'm gonna do is cut it out from the calico and see how it looks, basically. Hopefully it will work. I basically just traced around the mock-up that I did around the collar and improvised, so hopefully it'll be okay. Good morning all, it's a new day, and I'm going to show you what I managed to finish up last night. Here is the full thing so far. I've pinned the collar. It actually worked out. I was so pleased. It actually fits properly around the back and everything. I've tacked it on, and then I've pinned where the stitching is going to have to go. The only things I need to change really is I need to add a couple more inches to the back, just so that it's visible. It's a bit too short at the moment, and then all I'll need to do is make the ends a bit, shorten the end slightly so that I can add pleats to it, because at the moment it is slightly too long, but once the pleats are on I'm hoping it will be about this length, so it'll be long enough, but I need to cut it shorter to make it longer, if that makes any sense at all. So for now I'm gonna tack the collar, and I will hem the edge of the dress and then try it on and see what it looks like. Okay guys, so this is what I've now got so far. I've added one of my old ribbons just to see what it actually looks like with the ribbon on. I've added this bit in as well. I've just pinned it for the moment, which I need to work on. I've decided as well I need to maybe trim this part of the collar a little bit because it's a bit too wide, and this is really supposed to come out to about here on both sides, but the way it's sewn it's kind of just stayed where it is now, but it doesn't look too bad. And I've marked where I need to cut the edge off so that I can add pleats that go down to about here on me, because I don't want it too short. But yeah, so that's the progress I've made so far. I don't know how well you can see the back, but that definitely needs to be longer so it will cover up the zip. But the good news is it does come off over my head without me worrying too much about it ripping or anything, so I can put the zip in the back, which is good news. Yeah, and apart from that we're all good. So I'm not going to add pleats to this because there's no point in using the calico, and I've done pleats before so I'm not too worried. But for now I'm just going to alter the pattern for the collar slightly, and I think we'll be good to go on the actual thing, so yay! Okay, so after many hours of very careful cutting and pinning, this is what I've ended up with for the rest of, well, for the actual thing. That's the collar, and inside are pieces to go around the sleeves, and that is the actual dress itself. I've rolled it up because I don't want it to get creased. So yeah, now I'm gonna leave it for now, simply because if I start tacking it I'll get impatient and I'll want to finish the rest of it, but obviously I don't have a sewing machine that works, so I'm gonna have to stop for now, and I will pick up again once I actually get my sewing machine fixed or find a substitute. So for now, gotta be patient.